Hello again, everybody. Welcome to an all-new Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, and of course, that is WWE Hall of Famer and my friend, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good, man. Happy holidays to you and the family, man, and and all of our fans out there that watch us here right here on Road Trip After Hours, man. Happy holidays to all of them.
Absolutely. In fact, we have a few planned surprises this month, so you just have to kind of keep your eyes open and see what's coming. But there is something I did just get off the telephone, Teddy, just moments ago before we went to record. Actually, I just beat you in here because we both were kind of running a little bit late today. We're right on the mark, which is unusual because usually we'll pop in here about 5 minutes early. But I was busy on the phone. Now, here's why. Coming up in St. Louis on May 16th and 17th, it has now been announced that SICW Fan Fest 3 will be taking place. Now, this is the big event that Teddy and I have been to for the last couple of years. Really a fantastic fan fest in the St. Louis area. But it's even gotten better because now, this year, Teddy, it's going to be held at the Hilton at St. Louis Airport, which, of course, that's fantastic news because that means you're going to be right there at the airport. It makes things easy for the guests that are coming in and for all the fans that are coming in to see these folks. So this is really good news. But now it gets better. Teddy, we have been welcomed back to come to year number 3. They have invited us back. I finalized all the deals just a little bit a while ago. So we will be in St. Louis, along with, by the way, legendary pro wrestling journalist, Mr. Bill Apter. He'll be there as well. And that's just a handful of guys that are going to be there because listen to this. Man, this just gets better and better. Tito Santana has already been announced. Gangrel has already been announced. Missy Hyatt has already been announced. And there are more announcements coming day by day, it seems, lately here. So all you have to do is go to SICW.org, find out all about this information. And Teddy, I know you're looking forward to this fan fest because this, to me, is the one that we had the most fun at.
Well, speaking of that, I did have a chance last night too, late last night, to talk to Nick Ridnour.
Yep.
And he kind of filled me in on what you just talked about and everything. And so me and him had a good little talk too. And so basically what we're really going to try to do is to get a guy that's never been to St. Louis, never been there before. And we're talking about the boogeyman. So we haven't finalized that yet, but we are talking with maybe him and also maybe Ron Simmons.
I would love to see Ron there. It's been a while since I've seen Ron. I've seen Godfather for, it seems like the most in the last couple of years. I haven't seen Ron. So it would be good to see him again. And, of course, Boogeyman, because Boogeyman, boy, he brings in, look here, if you're the promoter there at Herb Simmons, I know you watch our show, so I'm going to tell you straight up right now, if you've never seen Boogeyman's line at these shows, he's worth bringing in. He really is. He will draw fans like you will not believe. He's got one of those long lines. He's one of those guys that can create a long line, and every single time I see him, he's never without people in his line waiting to get something, whether it's an autograph, photograph, whatever it may be. So, yeah. Keep that, and that goes for any promoters out there, really. There's certain guys, and I always say that about certain people because I've seen what they do with these things, and Teddy knows because Teddy's there with me. We point out these people, and they just have fantastic lines. And a lot of promoters, I think, would look at Boogeyman going, well, he was just, there for a short time. No, that character lives forever, and the fans eat it up.
See, once you become a brand, you're forever.
Yes.
Okay, so these guys don't have a clue what they're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Back in October, Dave Meltzer, Teddy, had reported that The Rock would not be at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. And we talked about that because you laughed because The Rock said he called bullshit, on that story. But in a new report from Fightful Select, just dropped this afternoon, has been confirmed by those in WWE that creative plans for WrestleMania 41 are in motion with the assumption that The Rock will not be available. Do you find that hard to believe?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Who's more important? Is it WWE or Hollywood?
Well,
Okay.
and I'm thinking, Teddy, that here's a guy. He's on the board.
Yeah.
He's one of the main guys in that company now with TKO. I would
Well,
think.
but this new movie that he just did, man. Did you hear what the reviews on that movie was, man?
No, is this the new Christmas movie he did?
Yeah, God, brother, sold out. I mean, unbelievable reviews. I'm telling
Wow.
you now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news because I know he was really big on wanting that movie to come out, and it got delayed a little bit over time. So, yeah, I'm looking forward. It's Red One, I think, maybe the name of that, where he plays the bodyguard to Santa Claus.
Yeah,
So it
brother.
sounds like a really entertaining movie, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be surprised though. I don't know how do you get away from the match that the fans have been wanting since last year because they allowed that hold off of Roman and Rock so that Cody could get in that picture. Can you skip
Well,
it this year?
I don't know, man. You know what I mean? It's all at the end of the day, it's about the dollar.
Yep. Yep. And
So
but that I mean, there you go. I guess maybe if you already got WrestleMania sold out, you don't have to have The Rock there. It's
yeah.
not a big deal. But if you're having a hard time selling tickets, and I doubt seriously
Well,
that's going to happen,
yeah, they ain't having no hard time selling no tickets.
yeah, so you don't have to put him out there. I just worry that the storyline with the bloodline is fading away, and if they're going to capitalize on Roman and Rock, going against each other, this really seems like about the last opportunity you could do that.
Yeah.
So, all right, talk about storylines here, Teddy. Let me get your thoughts on the New Day storyline. They just recently had their 10-year celebration of New Day. Big E showed up, and of course, things went sideways when both Xavier and Kofi turned on Big E. We've said, and I think we, in a playful way, at least I have, that New Day it's time for them to fade away. It's time for something to be different about them. Is this where you thought it should go?
Well, I mean, which other way could it go? You know what I mean? I mean, you could come up with something where you wouldn't have to do the heel turn. You know what I mean? You could
Yeah,
maybe come up with something where they finally decided that, hey, man, maybe it's time that we part our ways. We go separate ways and we kind of, do our own thing. There's a way to do that too, but they're figuring out a way to do it. That's a way to draw the money. And like I said, if you go back in the day, you kind of seen that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
uh, like I said, I enjoyed it. I liked the way they done it. I mean, it was absolutely good, man. But like I said, I don't think you would have got anything out of it if you don't do the heel turn.
I enjoyed it. And here's the reason I was asking that question. A lot of people are saying, well, it's ridiculous that the story makes no sense. Oh, the guys got mad at Big E because he broke his neck and he didn't come check on them. The scenario just sounds kind of ridiculous. I don't care. In this case, when it played out in the ring, I really liked it. It was such a shock because I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
And that's what I love about professional wrestling. I
right,
love the shock value at times, and I like being caught off guard because too many times in today's wrestling, everybody is smart to the business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
right,
thinks they know everything. So we see things and it doesn't mean much. So when you can do something like that, where you shocked the fans with what you just came up with, man, you're on to gold. And I
yeah,
really think this storyline could blow into something really huge down for WrestleMania.
yeah.
I want to mention something else before we get into letters, Teddy, and then we'll get into letters. We're going to try something brand new in 2025. And those of you who are watching right now, leave your comments below, thoughts and ideas, comments, or questions, because in 2025, Teddy and I will be going live with Road Trip After Hours. We're going to start that in the beginning. Teddy and I have already discussed this. We're going to try it like once a month. We'll go live, and then the other times we'll do what we're doing normally, just like right now. But if that show is as popular as I think it may be, and you get to interact with us on the show itself, I got a feeling it could go to 2, 3, 4, maybe, every show we do going live from that point forward. But we're going to try it out, and we need your help. So please, when it comes around into January and late January, early February, make sure you keep up with us, and we'll let you know when we go live and be a part of that program.
And hopefully, we'll have some prizes for the people on that live show. We're going to be giving away, some prizes and free stuff. So hopefully you guys will be a part of that.
Yep. And I've actually thought of ways to do that, Teddy, just recently, where everybody has a fair chance. And we'll talk about that when we get into 2025, though. I want to mention, let's see, real quick. No, that's everything. Okay, good. Let's get into the mailbag here, Teddy. Jay Lynn from X writes, "It's Christmas, and you have to buy presents for the following people. What do you get them?" All right, so I'm going to name some names, and you tell me what kind of Christmas gift you're giving them, okay? First one, JBL.
Well, I really don't know now, because John, he doesn't drink anymore. So, the first thing I'd say would be a bottle of tequila for JBL. But,
was he a tequila drinker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. When I first met him and Ron, they were drinking those shots of tequila.
Well, no wonder they were so mean. Damn.
Yeah, so I guess I'd have to just, if JBL, like I said, he ain't drinking anymore, so I'd just probably go ahead and get him a nice energy drink. He's back in the gym and trying to stay in shape and everything.
That brings us to the next person who actually stays in shape lately and is actually looking in really good shape. And I'm curious to hear what kind of present you're going to buy him. That is the Godfather.
A bong.
Yes. One that he doesn't have. I don't know of one that he doesn't have. I've seen him on there doing different bongs, and I'm like, where in the world did he find that?
People give them to him. People make stuff, they give them to him.
Man, it's just unreal. But yeah, I knew that would be the one. Now here's one that's going to be tricky, and you got to think about this a little bit because don't pass it away. Give me an answer. What you think? Tony Khan.
Oh, I don't know. I'd just probably give him a nice Christmas card, saying Merry Christmas to him and his family.
Wow, that was nice.
I mean, I don't even know Tony Khan, so I'm saying I'm not angry with him. I'm not mad with him. You know what I mean? It's the people that Tony Khan is surrounding himself with.
Yeah. I had in my notes, and I don't know if I kept those notes. Let me see if I did, and if I did, I didn't. I was just thinking about some of the people that he's got in AEW right now, Teddy, former WWE talent. You don't even know that they still exist or have a contract, but they're still there. They're just collecting checks in the back, and we're not seeing that talent on TV. And when they're pulling in 200,000 viewers, I would think maybe it's time to make a change from some of the people you've been relying on to tell you how to run your business and listen to the people who've been there and know. That's just, and as a matter of fact, when it comes to the turkey of the year, and I'll ask you that as well, Teddy, in a minute here, but the turkey of the year for me would be Tony Khan again this year, simply because he doesn't utilize his talent and he's not producing what he could be producing when it comes to wrestling on TV.
Yeah. Well, I watched a few things. I think may have been last night. I was flipping around and I watched couple of segments with MVP and Shelton and those guys, and they look like they're doing the right thing now. They're coming out getting a good push and everything, and they're really doing their jobs too. Because I watched them, and those are some guys that know how this goes. They know how this works. So congratulations to them that they had the opportunity to get there and display their talents. Like MVP says, he's got one more run. Well, make that one more run be the best run you've ever had in your life.
Oh, yeah. And he's always been incredible in the ring. I've always enjoyed MVP's performances. And him as a manager is so believable, that I buy him as their manager. I just really do. And a lot of people, they don't come across that way. He does.
Well, it works. He's perfect for that.
Yep. All right. Get back to this Christmas list. We have one more name on here for you to give a present to. And that name, Nia Jax.
Oh, Nia Jax, I'd have to just give her, oh, God, I don't know, man. I'd probably have to go somewhere and rob a bank and get enough money to buy Nia Jax.
Teddy's going to give her the Teddy foot long.
All right, Nia, let me see if I can gum up on some money, and then I'll let you guys know what I'll get Nia for Christmas.
She might just like a Starbucks gift card, Teddy.
Well, yeah, that might work.
That might be great for her, but it may not. If I were you, I'd give her, a nice, sexy piece of lingerie. All right, here we go. Chad in Nebraska asks, with Thanksgiving having just passed, well, I just answered this myself a minute ago. Who do you think was the turkey of the year in wrestling, Teddy?
Oh God. Let me see. Turkey of the year. I don't know, man. Everybody's really been doing great, man, in WWE. I mean, they really ain't been no flaws or nothing. You know, I mean, guys have really been busting their ass and they've been doing great. So, in my opinion, and like I said, AEW, I watch it some and I don't watch it enough to even, to make a decision there. So, right now, I don't see no Turkey of the year. I think everybody was outstanding.
Yeah, and the only reason I brought up Tony Khan's name a minute ago was because of the topic we were talking about. It's like popped in my head, and probably because I have seen this question earlier today, and that's why I did that. But it really is difficult to go back this year going, okay, who really screwed up? What was it that really was just awful? I can't think of anything really. Nothing's really jumping out like it did the year before. The year before, we had a few things that happened that just kind of made you scratch your head wondering, what the hell?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Up next, we have Nikki in Facebook land wants to know, who do you like to watch wrestle and why?
I like watching Steve Austin. I've always liked watching him. He always tells a story, and and I like watching his timing. Everything's always did with him on time. You know what I mean? And he's such a master of. So I like watching him. I always had fun time watching Ron and John, the APA. They just murder people.
I love watching them murder people.
Randy Orton was another guy that I always sit down and watch and enjoy in the ring.
He makes it look so freaking smooth.
Yeah,
too.
man. Yeah, Jeez. It was just so many people that, especially Taker. Watching him, man, it's unbelievable, man. Kane was another one, that I enjoyed watching too. So it was just so many guys that when they went out, I'd always get by the monitor and watch watch their matches.
Was there ever a time that you can remember where you went to the curtain and had to look through that curtain to watch the match because you couldn't stand to watch it in the back? You had to hear the crowd and you wanted to be a part of it?
Well, sometimes you had to do that because you couldn't get to the monitor. Everybody surrounded it, so you'd have to find a little spot at one of the curtains and where you could peep out. People didn't even know you were looking out. People are right over you and you're just standing right there looking out the curtain. Yeah, I've done that a lot of times. But I really enjoyed doing that better, peeping out the curtain because I could see and watch the reaction of the people.
Yeah, that's why I always enjoyed that too. The monitor was one thing, but that was just like watching it on TV. And that's cool if you're trying to get ready and you don't have time to be at the curtain. But I always tried to find a place to peek out through the curtain somewhere because I wanted to feel the energy of the crowd and how they're reacting to what's happening in the ring. Because it would tell a lot of stories for me before I even went out there. Is this crowd dead? What do I need to do? But it was always more entertaining for me to watch a wrestling match while still being kind of a part of the crowd, even though they don't know you're there, like you're saying.
I got you.
All right, let's see. Eric wants to know, do you think the bloodline is played out?
No, I do not. I think there's a lot more to come from the bloodline. I think what they need to do now is probably to, bring in some different faces for the bloodline. I still say that the thing that really kicked this off would be Rikishi. Like I said, I can just see them getting out of control. I mean, and the father always has to step in and straighten out his kids. Yep. So for him to come in and try to get those boys in line because they're just out of control. You know what I mean? So I don't know which way they're going with this, but like I said, I don't think it's dead. Not at all.
Are you surprised we haven't seen Rikishi yet?
Well, I think there's a time and place for everything, and I think that's why we haven't seen him.
All right, last question here. We're going to run out of time. Richard Pritchard wants to know, is there anything in wrestling you would still like to do?
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Whatever they want me to come in and do. I'm all about that dollar, make you go holla holla. So whatever they want to do, then just let me know. But like I said, I think that's what's wrong with them. I'm not calling nobody. I ain't looking for no job. You know what I mean? It ain't bothering me. So it's not hurting me by not, being there.
Was there ever anything in wrestling though during your time you're like, man, I wish I could have done this. This is something I wish I could have done, like a bucket list thing.
I wish I could have wrestled a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you did wrestle. You wrestled Eric Bischoff.
Well, I mean, I'd like to have a good match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
because that wasn't it.
No, that wasn't it.
No. God,
thank God for the boogeyman. He saved the day.
It's a great way to end the show. We started talking about Boogeyman. We'll end it with talking about Boogeyman. He came in to save the day in that match. Oh, my God, brother.
Yeah.
Because it was stinking before he got there. No offense. Teddy, I enjoyed it, my friend. I always enjoy getting together and having a chat with you because, everybody always, I had somebody just this past weekend ask me, what is it about Teddy? You two seem to really get along well with one another. I said, well, if you saw us together, you'd understand. That's the only way you can figure it out. So if you ever were somewhere, we're together, come see us and you'll figure it out. We're two of a kind. So, Teddy, anything coming up for you?
No, I'm just going to be hanging out for the holidays. I'm going to be doing something on December the 17th, but this is some backstage, something for our good friend, Shoot Taylor.
Yes, yes.
He's got some, he's starting brand new and getting his career back together. So he asked me to come down and do some helping with some stuff. So
one of the most underutilized talents on the Georgia scene that I know of, Shoot Taylor is, well, first of all, he's a shoot wrestler. I mean, he's legit. And not only that, good looking kid, got a lot of energy, keeps his body in shape. This is
drugs, no alcohol, none of that, man.
No, just Shoot Taylor. Look him up on YouTube or on Facebook, anywhere else. Really, really good talent here in Georgia.
Right.
All right, Teddy, that's it. We'll be back here again next week, I guess. And I'm hoping that we'll have somebody to join in with this, but we'll see. We'll see.
All right, well, we're working on some talent, so hopefully we'll have somebody. You know how the holidays is. People are, out and moving around trying to get home to their family, so we'll do what we can do.
That's right. And hopefully one of these episodes we'll talk about Elf on a Shelf. All right, Teddy, we're out of here. I'm Mac Davis. That's WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and this has been Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. We'll see you again next week.
Holla, players.